Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Randy here with RTSMobile.com, bringing you some Warhammer Chaos and Conquest on this beautiful Friday morning. I got my Friday morning toucan shirt on, ready to rock and roll, baby. Today's quick topic is what Tier 4 you have to look forward to at Keep Level 24 to 25, which is better and why. So let's get right into it. At Keep Level 24, you unlock these Screamers of Tzinst, the possibility of ritualizing them and training them. What are these guys? These guys are war beasts. They have 30 melee attack stat, 900 melee damage. I don't care about their range stat right now. Their range damage is low enough where it'll be difficult to get them to be a ranged unit. So right now we're just looking at the fact that they're melee. They are war beasts and they have decent damage. Their armor and their health, 25 and 140, is kind of low for Tier 4. Some of the Tier 4 units. That armor is not the highest I've ever seen, for sure. So keep all these stats in mind as we jump over to the next unit. You get the Screamers again, 30, 900, 25, 1400. Okay? Those are war beasts, so they will complement your Keep 22 units. Okay, the next one we've got is the Knights, right? You got the Chaos Knight. Available also at Keep 24. This is undivided instead of Tzinst. He is cavalry. This guy does 37 attack stat with 960 damage melee. Okay, he's got 50 armor versus 25 armor and 1600 health versus 1400 health. Now, this slight difference in damage, the knight does have 7 higher melee attack, which is big. And then he's also got, looks like about 7% higher damage overall. So 7% higher damage, 7% or 7 points higher attack stat than the Screamers. Slightly more damage overall. However, the one thing to think about is the Screamers are War Beast types, okay, and they are God-specific types. So they will get that bonus from your rituals. From your daemonic rituals here for your Tzinst units. So if you don't have them leveled up like I don't, you could theoretically have an additional 25% attack bonus plus an additional, depending on what level your keep is, an additional, 15-20% bonus health. I believe at Keep 24 you can have this at the level 8, which is 20% bonus health. So with that bonus health and that bonus attack stat, they actually become slightly higher damage than Knights. They're still not quite as tough as Knights, even with that increased health, just because Knights have such great armor. So I'd say if you're comparing the Screamers to the Knights, I would say the Screamers may end up in the end doing possibly 10% more damage. They'll be a little bit less squishy. A little bit more squishy, a little bit less tanky than the Knights. A little bit, tiny bit more damage. And the cool thing is let me just send this to. The cool thing is that they are able to share the War Beast archetype, which means if you have a bunch of Flesh Hounds of Khorne or anything like that, because you're training monster war beast type at Keep 22 by training these hounds and the vortex beasts, right? The vortex beasts at Keep 22. Now you can share and use these troops to actually tank for your Tzinst, which is nice. So that's cool. All these cool things for you. Okay, so Knight versus Tzinst. I'd say Knight maybe slightly better. It would be a good idea to get the Screamers now anyways, ASAP, so they can synergize while you build up your Knights. It's going to take a while before you get a full march of Knights, whereas your Screamers will complement your monster type. The last troop we're going to talk about is Keep 25, the Chaos Chosen. These guys are essentially glass cannons. They have the highest damage in the game outside of Tier 5 units. You can see with 45 melee attack, 1200 damage, they are just insanely strong. The one thing you do have to be careful of is you don't boost their range damage too high and turn them into ranged units. Because if you do use this Exalted Mounted Warlord, funny enough, 35% bonus to 1,000 is 350, so you'll be doing 1350, quote unquote, 1350 melee damage. 1350 range damage, whereas you'd only be doing 1200 melee damage. Okay, and of course that's before your other buffs and whatever, so just be careful, just be aware that you can actually turn these guys into a ranged unit if you get their range damage value higher, which would be terrible because their range attack stat is half of their melee damage. Okay, these guys also have nice armor of 50, a little bit low health of 1200. These guys are similar to knights. But they're also, I like to think they're slightly better in damage. They do about 30% more damage than the knights, but a little bit less toughness. So knights were a little bit more toughness, a little bit less damage, 30% less damage, but 30% higher health. Same armor. So if you want to have a glass cannon march of Chaos Chosen, you need to put some tanks in front of them because they do die quickly, but they do the most damage in the game. So that's it. I want to keep this video short and sweet. Again, we just covered the keep level 24 and 25 tier 4 units. Screamers, the highest damage versus knights. Screamer versus knights. Screamers can potentially do 10% more damage than the knights. However, they are a little bit less tanky, but they do synergize with the monster type, and then you go to the knights. They are their own type cavalry. They don't synergize with the monster warbeast archetype that you train at 22. But once you get enough of these, due to just their significantly higher toughness, I would say I would probably personally use knights over screamers. And then finally, once you get Chaos Chosen, I would use the hell out of these guys for sure. So I'm going to train a ton of them. And then we'll do, check my other videos for the optimal combinations with all these different troops. So, thanks for watching. Happy Friday, baby. Randy out. Gotta get to work. Peace.